Hi there, in this video we're going to learn about how to build a quick web app from a CSV file only. I have built an AI Academy for users to be able to search from 130 plus videos that I have created in YouTube. I really enjoy coding AI related stuff and I love making these videos, but there are quite a lot of them covering a whole lot of range of topics from LangChain to OpenAI to Streamlit, to Gradio, JavaScript, HTML, and it becomes difficult to search to find your content, exactly what you're looking for. That is why I built this web app, so you can quickly search what you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for how to build user interfaces with Streamlit, you can just search, and all of these videos talk about Streamlit, for example. Or if you're looking to do some stuff with HTML, here we go. These are the videos related to HTML. This also displays the description for the videos, so you can get a quick idea. The search box is instant, and it searches both the title and the description. You can start watching the videos right here immediately. There's also, if a video has a download available, there's a code to the Patreon link, so that you can quickly go there, and if you're a Patreon member, download the code. This web app was a bit of a challenge. First, we're gonna have to retrieve all the information from a YouTube channel, mine in this case, and we're gonna have to turn it into a CSV file and then dynamically create an HTML document from that CSV file. Some of the challenges were being able to reload in 130 plus videos into HTML so that they can be searchable in a quick fashion. This website features infinite scroll, lazy loading, and thumbnail display instead of the video until the video is clicked. So all of these actually help aid in making the website instantly quick. We're gonna start talking about the code right now and see how we can achieve stuff like this. Before starting to talk about the code, I just want to mention that this works by dynamically creating a HTML file from a CSV file. And this CSV file can have any information, so it doesn't have to be YouTube video content. Just be imaginative and hopefully apply this logic to your own use cases. The requirements for this is only going to be pandas and requests. I will provide the code and the requirements, of course, to my Patreon supporters. The link will be in the description. So when we run this, we start with yt to csv.py file. When we run this file, we are greeted with a question: enter the number of latest videos to fetch, or we can actually type in all to fetch all the videos that I have created from my channel. But for demonstration purposes, I'm only going to fetch 6. And then next we are asked, do you want to append the data to the existing CSV file? We're going to say no, because we're going to create that file from scratch. The reason why I built it like this, because I create new videos every day, every other day, at least a few a week. And I wanted a dynamic system where I can actually append the new videos to the already existing CSV file, so to make it convenient for me. But in this case, we're going to generate it from scratch. We just say yes, yep. And we have retrieved the 6 files into the videos.csv. Testing GPT-4 autocoder and GPT-4 autocoder 2 reads docs and URLs is actually my latest 2 videos. If you look at my channel, GPT-4 autocoder is here, and testing it was a live video that I have made. So these are the most recent. So we have now retrieved 6 videos into our videos.csv file. I just want to show you how the appending works. So right now we have a CSV file with 6 videos, and I have here a quick function which will delete the first 3 rows from this. So just keep in mind, this is the testing GPT-4 autocoder, GPT-4 autocoder 2, and GPT-4 agents cooperate. When we run this delete.py file, del.py, then we will have deleted the first 3, and now we're left with testing the GPT-4 autocoder, how to install requirements for a video, and GPT simulated environments. That's it. So we have deleted the first 3 files. Now if you were to run yt to csv again and select the 3 videos, because we want to get the most recent 3 videos, and then this time append to the CSV file like this. Then, as you see, we have appended the first 3 files, testing the GPT-4 autocoder, GPT-4 autocoder 2, and GPT-4 agents cooperate, continuing with testing the OmniSolver app. So I just wanted to demonstrate that this append. So this is how it would work. In my case, if I make a new video, I would just run it and append it to the CSV file. And then next is actually the gen_html.py file, which will generate this HTML document from this template using the videos that we have stored into videos.csv. If I just run this now, it will create output_html, output_file.html. Here we go. Our HTML is generated with all the content, actually generated almost 300 lines of code. Here are each one of our videos. We can actually quickly run this. I have live server installed. If you don't have live server installed, you can go to extensions and search for live server. This extension actually is really cool and helpful. If you install this, then you can run your HTML files to test them out real quick. So in our case, we're going to select our output file HTML and click here, go live. And this will automatically launch our website. It's a local website right now. As we see, we have now created a website with 6 videos in it. There we go. So this is how it works in a nutshell. So now let's just go over the code and review it. So at the top, we are doing our imports. We're going to be using requests and CSV. We are putting in our YouTube. I am getting my YouTube API key, Google version 3 YouTube API key from my user environment variable. To get your YouTube version 3 API key, you first have to go to Google Cloud. You'll have to have an account and then go to API services. And you also have to create a project. Here I already have created a project called echohive website, but you can create it from here, new project. After you have created your project, then you can actually enable APIs and services by clicking here and searching for YouTube. And then you select the YouTube Data API version 3. Once you have done that, you will have added this API and service right here. And then you're going to need to get your credentials. You come to credentials and click on create credentials, and you'll create an API key. Select the API key, and then you get this API key and put it in your user environment variables, as I did with the YouTube API key like this, or you can define it by uncommenting this code right here. Then you need your channel ID if you're going to use your YouTube channel. The channel ID is displayed in your channels. This is right after the channel mark right here. This is your channel ID. Anyway, and this is the YouTube API base URL. Okay. And then we have a function called getChannelVideos, which takes in channel ID and number of videos. Remember, we are specifying whether all of the videos or number of videos to retrieve. Define the URL for the API request. It is written like this. Then we get a response by using requests with the URL. Then parse the response as JSON file. Extract the IDs of channels, uploads, playlist, which contains all of its videos. We are using a playlist, but it's all of the uploads. I guess I couldn't figure out another way, but YouTube automatically keeps track of a playlist with all your uploads, right? We are initializing a videos list, which is empty right now. Initialize a variable to hold the token for the next page of results. So because it goes page by page. Initialize the counter for the number of videos retrieved. Then we use a loop to retrieve all the videos from all the specified videos from the upload playlist while through. Define the URL for API request to get the playlist videos, such as this. If there is a next page token, add it to the URL. Send a get request to the YouTube API, parse the response as JSON, add the details of each video to the list. I guess we're doing some redundant stuff, but update the count of videos retrieved, such as this. If we have retrieved enough videos, break the loop, right? Because we can specify number of videos, get the token for the next page, right? And if there is no next page, then we break and we return the videos. Then we have a save videos to CSV function, which takes in videos, file name, and append false, because we do ask the user whether they want to append it, right? If you're doing this, if you're publishing the videos, for example, you may want to append that to the top of your CSV file. If you are appending, then open it and read the existing data, open the CSV file for writing with this. Make sure that your encoding is always UTF-8 so you don't run into encoding errors. CSV writer, right? Create a CSV writer, write the header row, which is video ID, title, description, and URL. So this is all we need for my use case. If you're appending, write the new data first. If we are appending old data after the new data, so this is a bit of a hacky way of doing it, but we do want to add the new data at the top of the CSV file, but not to replace this first row, which are the labels. If you're not appending, just write the new data, right? So we are checking. If you're appending, then we keep the old data and add the new data on top of it. Otherwise, we just write it and write video to CSV, extract video ID, title, description, construct the URL from the video ID, write the video's details to a row as such, video ID, title, description, and URL. And you can actually implement this if you want, if you feel like not overwhelming the server. I'm not sure if Google would mind, but you can actually comment this out or comment this in and just have some sleep. Anyway, print a message. So after that, we print such as this, that videos one by one are saved. Then we have our main function, ask the user, enter the number of latest videos to fetch with Python's input. If the user entered all, otherwise the number of videos, append. Do we want to append? Yes, then we set the append to true, otherwise false. Remember, this function was taken in an append parameter. Anyway, after that, get the videos from the channel. This is the function, and then this is the other function, and we just put in the arguments, and that's it. And then we run the main function, and this will handle the CSV part of the situation. Now let's take a look at our gen_html.py file, which generates the HTML document, HTML file from a template. We do use pandas here, which we need to install in requirements, right? We are importing re for some checking down the line. So we are just loading the videos DF using pandas, videos from videos.csv. So this is our data frame, which has all the information. Here's our function to generate HTML code for displaying videos in a grid layout. Takes in the data frame and plus the number of videos. In this case, it's 6. That is to say how many videos we're going to be displaying before the infinite scroll kicks in. We can change this, so how many videos we're going to load in the beginning of the page. So this is just a regular HTML document. I had some help from GPT-4 writing all this code anyway. But like I said, both all of these code is going to be available to my Patreon supporters. I have over 60 plus project files over here. I also host AI workshops and live QA every 2 weeks. Check it out. And thank you if you do become a patron. So here we are linking to the Tailwind min CSS rather than npm installing it, because we're going to use some Tailwind. We are also using some regular CSS as well. This is just the styling for cards for the videos and the play button. Anyway, so then our script. So this is our JavaScript. This is going to be entirely in a single HTML file. This is our toggle description function, which does this, toggling of the info, right? So we can read what the videos are about. Our next function, filter videos, is for the search. As you see, we are searching the title plus the description. And here we're setting some letting number of visible videos, the number of videos to load. Maybe this is what determines rather. I'm not sure what this 6 does. I forgot. It's been a while since I've written this, but anyway, this is the load more videos function, which is going to retrieve more videos and load it onto the screen. This is what creates the infinite scroll. But then we have another function which checks if the user has scrolled and reached the bottom. You can actually set an offset. You can adjust this value to control how close to the bottom the user is, so that user doesn't have to hit the exact bottom of the page. Give it some offset so that it looks so much more smoother experience. And we have an event listener. We check if we have reached the bottom with the offset, then we load more videos, right? We use this function. And the next one is the play video. We do use a thumbnail, and we do add that to the iframe. Now, this is a really genius way of actually accelerating YouTube content. If your website have a lot of YouTube content, videos in it, so you see these images are just a thumbnail. If I were to load the actual video in here, actually it would be much slower experience. So what it displays is the thumbnail, and when you click on it, then the video loads. So this is a really great way of actually accelerating. And then we have our general div for the class container. This just has our text, the echohive AI Academy. These are just the text, the headers that I have put into my website. Learn to code fast to build AI-powered apps now. This is what displays at the top. Okay, and then the search bar. And then the search box right here. And then we have our grid, which is going to use this video cards template because it's going to be dynamically generated. So this actually has a 2, like side by side. So it's going to display 2 videos on a row, and all the video URL, video ID, title, class, width, and height is all going to be dynamically extracted from the video description, which comes from the videos.csv, right? I do use a clean text function to actually escape any kind of encoding errors I might get, just in case if I have anything in the description which might raise errors. So this is actually just to make sure that we are escaping all errors possible. And I do have this special function, extract download links. This checks the entire description and actually extracts the download links which I have in my descriptions. Because the cool thing is, if you go to any of my videos and look at this description, there is usually the description of the video and then a Patreon download link. Sometimes there could be 2 download links here, and then my website, and then Discord, and then the outline of the video, and some actually hashtags explaining the content of the video. But what I wanted to do is I just want to extract this description and then only the Patreon link download. So this function actually does that. See, if it goes line by line, then checks for Patreon in line. So make sure that it checks for Patreon links. And if it's a basic link, then it does something. If it's all, it does something. And also it makes sure that none of the other, like the outline and the hashtags, actually end up being present, so that we have a really nice clean look. For example, when I click on this, I only get the description, right? When I click on this, I only get the description, and the download links are actually embedded under this button. And if there are 2 download links, for example, they are separated like this, all dynamically, thanks to this function. Here we do have an extract video ID, which uses the regex to actually extract the video ID and return that. We are using this in our for loop right here. As you can see, extract the video ID from the URL. We initialize the video cards list, and then we enumerate over that list with iRow, just for loop over it, video from our data frame, and we get the URL, then the video ID, the title, description lines, and description short, because we are actually extracting only the description part of it. Okay, and then download links and link types are done with this function, which we just talked about a little bit ago. And then the download buttons are created depending on what that extract download links have found, whether it is basic and all code downloads. And then the download buttons is generated dynamically here as HTML. And then we are creating a video card template. Here we go, such as this. This is our description of our video card, like for example, the width and height. We assign the URL to URL, ID to ID, right? And the download button to the download button. And then we append this video card to the video cards, and then combine the video cards into the video grid. We do have our HTML template, and then we format it with a quick inline expression, and then we get our video grid HTML, and then we return it. I just want to make sure that in the beginning we did define the HTML template right here under the generate video grid HTML function. And after that, we just generate the HTML code, right, using the function which we have defined with that data frame. And after that, with the UTF-8 encoding, we create an output underscore file.html. This could be any name, and we just write that. And when we do that, we create this file. Okay, it's dynamically generated. For example, let me delete this real quick. Let me delete this CSV too. And let's go back to this YouTube to CSV. Okay, let's just run this again. And for demonstration purposes, let's say enter a number of latest videos to fetch. I'm just going to say 50. So we're going to fetch 50 of the latest videos I have created. Do you want to append to the file? No, because we're going to create it brand new. There we go. Boom. This CSV file is created. Now all I have to do is come to the gen HTML and run this. This is just going to take a moment, and then my HTML is now ready. As you can see, this is going to be quite long because a lot of cards are being created. So essentially, we have just created an HTML document with 1,400 lines in a few seconds. And now, if I actually go live with this, with my live server extension, here we go. Boom. We just created a web app, which is automatically searchable. PDF files, how to deal with PDF files, or like Streamlit. Streamlit, so it's automatically instantly searchable. And if I refresh it, and if you look at the scroll bar, as you see, once we get to the bottom, we automatically load more videos, such as this. And we can scroll. So this is how we create infinite scroll. All in all, this is really cool. I really enjoyed creating this, and I hope you'll find this helpful to you. This doesn't have to be again about videos. It can be any CSV file you can turn into a web app. You can also have images. Now let's just quickly talk about how I deployed this, because now we just ran this locally, but as I told you, I have this app live at echohive.live. Feel free to please go. Link will be in the description. And you can actually use it yourself to find the videos you need to learn or download the code from. But I have deployed this app at railwayapp. Let me just bring this here. I really like railwayapp. So next, let's talk about this, how we can deploy it in the railwayapp. So when you sign up at railwayapp, you come to your dashboard. Okay, when you're in your dashboard, here are all your projects. In this case, you would have to create a new project. And I know that what we're going to have is just a static HTML file. So you have to look for the NGINX static site. And when you click, then we are prompted to select our repository details. So here I have my repository, GitHub repository is already connected. You do need this, I believe. I'm not sure what other ways you can load it. But here's my repository, and I can just say test site, let's say, and then I can click deploy. So now this project is being created and our site is building. You can see the deploying. You can actually view the deploy logs right here. Once this is deployed, we will be able to see this. It's being built and deployed. Oh, okay, I believe it is all done. If we go there now, there is nothing. But if we go to our GitHub, now a test GitHub repository has been created for us. This is it. And there's the site. Inside there's this index.html. All we have to do is come to our generated output file HTML, copy the entire content. You can do it any which way you like, but I'm just going to come to index.html, edit this content, select it, paste it here. So now I have my own HTML pasted here. Commit the changes, accept. Once we do this, railwayapp will auto-detect this and start building again. You can look at the deploy logs, I believe, or build logs. I'm not sure. I believe deploy logs. And once it's done, now we can actually... Oh, actually, I did forget that we do need to have the requirements, because railwayapp needs to install the requirements. So all I'm going to do is just, again, in the same site where I've put my index.html, add file, upload files. And I'm just going to drag my requirements here. Bam, commit the changes. And now our requirements.txt is here, and our app should redeploy. Yep. As you can see, we can see index.html was updated and a new file was added. So it keeps track of all the changes. And now it's deployed. Let's click again. And bam. See, now our website is up. See, this is the railway.app link that it had created. You can change this or add it to your custom domain. So I just wanted to show this to you, how quick that this stuff can happen. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, make sure to visit the echohive.live. And if you do become a Patreon supporter, thank you very much. Please come and chat with us at Discord. And I can see you in the next video. Take care.